Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Joe, and welcome to this program. I'd like to speak a little bit about spiritualism today. And it's very important that you know what some of the definitions are that go along with spiritualism. And let us begin with a definition of spiritualism and what it is. Spiritualism is a science, a philosophy, and religion of continuous life. And it is based on the demonstration of fact of communication by means of mediumship with those who live in the spirit world. And let me say that we look at mediumship as those who are adept at the communication with those in the spirit world. Now, what we always say and believe is that all mediums have and are psychic and have psychic abilities. But not all psychics are mediums. Now, let us talk about why spiritualism is a science. It is a science because spiritualism investigates, it analyzes, and classifies facts in manifestations demonstrated from the spirits and entities on the other side of life. It is a philosophy because it studies the laws of nature, both on the seen and unseen sides of life, and bases its conclusions upon present observed facts. Spiritualism accepts statement of observed fact of past ages and conclusions drawn therefrom. When sustained by reason and by results of observed facts of the present day. Spiritualism is a religion because it strives to understand and to comply with the physical, the mental, and spiritual laws of nature, which are the laws of God, or however you wish to consider this term God is. Could be mind, universal mind, the all that is, the great I am, and so forth. But mostly we use this term God as a universal term to mean this universal energy that is all that is. So it is a general term that we always use. Now, in spiritualism, we call ourselves who believe in these principles and how we define them in our beliefs as spiritualists. And a spiritualist is one who believes as a basis of his or her belief system or religion in the communication between this and the spirit world by means of mediumship, and who endeavors to mold his or her character or their character and conduct in accordance with the highest teachings derived from such communication. And let me say again that it's by means of mediumship. And that's important because as spiritualists, we do strive and say that we are mediums who communicate with spirit. And I'll get to some other things in a bit. Now, a medium is an individual, one, whose organism, and when I say organism, whose person is sensitive to the vibrations from the spirit world, and through whose instrumentality intelligences in that world are able to convey messages and produce the phenomenon of spiritualism. Now, when we say organism, we talk about the holistic individual, the whole person, the body, mind, soul, spirit of the individual who is the medium, the person who has become aware of their ability to communicate with the person who has that ability to communicate through time and space with those on the other side, with entities on the other side, to become aware, to become in communion with those entities, spirits, vibrations, frequencies, all those things that are needed for communication. And I'm not just talking about the psychic senses or just the ability for clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairseeing, not the ability for touch or any of that stuff that a person who has psychic ability has, because mediums have that all. But they also have the ability to communicate with spirit, to act as a conduit from the universe, from all that is, to communicate with spirit. It's not just a picking up of a feeling, of a sensing, of something that's there, something that is around, something that is a feeling. It is communication with spirit. It's be able to dialogue, be able to have some type of a conversation, a back and forth with that entity, with that spirit, with that other side. That's what I'm talking about. It's a lot different than what someone who, what we define or term as a psychic would pick up with the psychic senses of touch, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairseeing, just picking up with third eye or touch or psychometry. Those are psychic things. I'm talking about actual mediumship, evidential mediumship, picking up a lot of things. And that is another topic for another time or a class. Now, within spiritualism, we also have what we call spiritual healing and spiritual healers in spiritualism. Now, a spiritual healer is one who either through one's own inherent abilities or through mediumship, you can heal through mediumship, through that universal type of healing, acting as a conduit that is able to impart energies, vital curative forces or energies to assist someone with certain types of healing others and themselves. Now, that is not to say that we do not believe in traditional medicine. We do, who are what we consider certified healers, as we do certified mediums. Those who have demonstrated that they have those abilities, and individuals and others have demonstrated that they can heal, as they have demonstrated as a medium that they can communicate with the other side. So this is why spiritualism is a science, is a philosophy, and is a religion, because we do investigate, and there are many of us, as myself, who are investigators, who go out, who investigate phenomena and various phenomena that occur in various places and various sites. And that is important, because without investigation, we cannot analyze and classify manifestations that are demonstrated from the other side of life. We must be able to do that. And because spiritualism is a philosophy, we study the laws and natural laws of nature on both the seen and unseen sides of life, and base conclusions upon observed facts. So there are a lot of things that many people just don't understand about spiritualism and think that it's just hocus pocus and occultish. And there are a lot of roots of spiritualism that many people just don't understand. And to understand it more fully, people should take an introductory class or an advanced class to get more out of it, to understand more, because we do go into in depth about the history and the roots of spiritualism. And many famous people have been spiritualists and are today. Now, phenomena of spiritualism. Now, there is a idea, a concept, that the phenomena of spiritualism consists of prophecy, clairvoyance, clairaudience, the old sayings, for it are a gift of tongues, laying on of hands, or people have visions. We have trance mediums, people that are trance mediums communicate that way. They do vocalizations. Normally, this is not done in public. There's levitation, there's a port, the things just happen to appear. Things disappear and reappear. This may have happened to individuals that are watching this program. There are raps and noises that cannot be debunked. And some have happened that can be proven to be spirit at some point, can be proven that that's what they are from spirit. There's automatic and independent writing. Things have been written using communication from spirit. There's spirit paintings. There's voice phenomenon, where there's devices that have been used and are used to contain voice phenomenon, spirit voice phenomenon. There are modern things that we use for electronic voice phenomenon, or EVPs, with recordings that we use. And I have been involved in that as a medium, where there is recordings that are available during investigations, where spirit responds to questions during an investigation. That happens, and that is part of our science of spiritualism. So those of us who are active mediums and are practicing mediums who actually go out and investigate, we experience the themselves during certain periods during a spirit circle or seance, or sometimes there can be what we call ectoplasm, or different kinds of discolorations or fogginess or darkness, or different kinds of clouds that can appear in areas when people are giving some sort of a consultation, or readings is another name for it. There's spirit photography, when people take a picture and other types of things appear in that picture. Some people call them spirit lights. Sometimes you can see in a photograph. There's psychometry, where a medium is able to handle an object that belonged to a spirit, love someone in spirit, or a spirit entity can be picked up in an object. And other manifestations that prove the continuity of life. And these are demonstrated through the physical and spiritual senses and the faculties in humans. That is what we talk about with spiritualism and definitions. So when we express our beliefs and we talk about spiritualism, we talk about many different and similar things as others do in the many world religions that exist. It's not that much difference. We don't, however, have these rules and regulations that limit our experiences, that say you can't do this, you can't do that because it's this or that. And there are other things that will not be discussed here, in this program, because it would take too much time to explain them in depth. But we do understand that we do create our own realities in this life. And we create our own happiness or unhappiness as we go about and we use the natural laws, such as cause and effect, and others. So there are precepts of prophecy and healing, and we believe that these are divine attributes of healing and mediumship, and they're proven through mediumship. So, and our proof is also through healing the many thousands of people over the years since the beginning of modern spiritualism, which was first basically the birth date of modern spiritualism is March 31st, 1848, when the Fox sisters in Hydesville, New York, heard the rappings in their cellar. And there's a whole story behind it that can be obtained in many different sources out there. But there's not real truth in many of them. But real truth is that many years after the Fox sisters told their story, they did find that in their cellar there was a peddler with the wrappings and the things that occurred in the original Hydesville, the Fox house. That the Fox sisters did in fact find through mediumship that there was someone buried in their cellar. So my friends, this is just a little tidbit of spiritualism. And some of the things that we will discuss about the wonders of spiritualism in the future. And for now, it is time to just bid you a wonderful farewell, wish you health and healing for whatever you need it for. Many blessings to you, friends, and family. So